What did we just do? The world just turned inside out at our hands. At Carver's hands when he completed the ritual. And mine when I killed all those people. Those sick, sick bastards putting young people on their altar and eating them. Pull it together, Hawk Owl. But then Finch was there as well. Vova. My dear, dear Vova. Standing there smiling at me just after seemingly saving our lives with his trusted 1963 Dragunov. The three men, the three women, what were they? They said we summoned them, but all we wanted to do was get rid of this curse, and then, just like that, reality came back, and he was gone, along with the Russians and everything else. The dogs, the guards, the prisoners, the police, this is no time to be standing around. But where do we go now? This is Red Moon Roleplaying.
You are safe in the safe house on Belsigerstrasse in Schöneberg. It's in an old building behind a door that says Höder. Pale yellow curtains cover the windows. The furniture indoors is from the 70s, East German style. Flower-patterned wallpaper that's sort of starting to peel off. There's an old TV on in here. Images from the cosmonaut Sigmund Jähn's visit on the space station Salyut 9. The sound is off. The wall behind the TV is covered by a very large map of the city of Leningrad. It's snowing outside and it's windy, and the artillery fire drones in the distance. Carver, you can swear that you hear cockroaches, but they're hiding from you. Always hiding, never daring to face you, never giving you the answers that you want. What are they hiding? Are they the ones to blame? Why is it so cold in here? On your left is a bright green sofa, and on your right, an old television set. Jenkins is sitting on the top of the headrest of the sofa. He's still as a statue. He's looking at you, as he always does, judging you, you presume. On the TV, you see Björn wearing a cosmonaut spacesuit, weightless. The image is black and white. The camera zooms in on his face. He looks confused. Björn, you have no idea where you are, but you are. Through the glass of the TV, you see Carver and Jenkins. Without moving his cat mouth, Jenkins speaks to you. The sound is delayed, as if it's coming over a radio, sending a signal from Earth into space. How was it that you were able to leave that place? Jenkins asks.
I look at him and I feel this strange sensation of weightlessness. I'm not sure. I mean, I remember being covered by blood and gore. We got up from the ground, finding our last vestiges of strength. I suppose we just stumbled out of that ritual chamber. There were those two catatonic, almost not moving victims in there. We brought those with us. We got out, we found the rest of the people, and this Agatha with whom Carver spoke, she told us she'd be able to drive, so we got her and the rest of the other people into the van. Yeah, that's what we did. We got them into the van, and we told them we would cover them as they got out of the compound. Then we moved out, got out of the garage and up to the entrance. There were some guards there, but they seemed to be keen to just leave the place. I remember exchanging a few shots and then them getting into a car and just getting out. The van left with all the hostages. We got to our car. We got to you. Don't you remember, Jenkins? We got to you. We came back for you. We got in the car and we moved out. Hey.
Roll Act Under Pressure, Björn, give me the result. And Carver, roll for observing the situation and give me the result.
15.
12.
Yes. That is what happened. Isn't it? The captives, they met up with Anna, didn't they? She made sure that they were safe. That their story could be used by you to protect yourself against those who may wish you harm. You had, after all, killed a lot of very, very important people.
Yeah.
And these were witnesses to the gruesome rituals that had taken place in the mansion.
Yeah. Exactly, that's just what happened.
The environment around you, the room, it just kind of swirls. And you're sitting in the sofa watching the TV. The wallpaper behind the TV has flower patterns as the rest of the apartment now. You're sitting in the sofa watching an early morning news bulletin from ZDF. Jenkins is on top of the TV now, watching you both with half-closed eyes. A newscaster in an indigo suit and blue tie explains, "We have just received word of a tragic fire at an estate outside of Berlin that is believed to have killed at least 20 people. A number of prominent citizens attending a fundraiser for pediatric cancer research lost their lives today as a horrible inferno engulfed the estate. The source of the fire is yet unknown, but a gas leak is suspected. The Berlin Fire Brigade is still engaged in trying to put out the last of the flames, and so far no survivors from within the estate have been found. With respect for the victims' families, the names of the deceased are being withheld until their families can be notified." Headlights pass by the window, bringing light in. It's early morning, maybe 4 o'clock. It's Saturday the 21st of September. Hard to believe that only a week has passed since the gold plaque dinner.
I feel confused. It's no longer cold, is it?
No, there's no snow outside. What was that about anyways? It's just late summer. Ever since you left this state, you've had a migraine-like headache. And it keeps getting worse and worse. On top of that, you feel dirty. After that thing touched you. All you want to do is to shower and shower and just make yourself clean.
I mean, we should be clean. Because it's gone. We got rid of the curse.
You look down on your arms. The boils are still there. You feel a diffuse tingling or tickle inside them. Especially those located on the loins and armpits. As if something is moving inside.
I don't say a word, to be honest. I just sort of get up. I go to the bathroom, whatever sort of bathroom we have. What does that look like?
It's a very small, old bathroom. Quite dirty, but functional. There is a normal mirror and a sink.
As he gets up, I give a shudder as if coming back to reality and clutching the edge of the couch. I'm finding that my stare is transfixed on Jenkins from wherever I just came.
He looks back at you, Björn. He doesn't say anything.
You're a strange, strange cat.
He starts licking his paws.
In the bathroom, is this mirror, is it connected to the wall? Or is it like a cabinet mirror or something?
This is a cabinet mirror.
I'll quickly go and open the cabinet to sort of obscure the mirror from view, so it's so it's open, so I can't see it. I do that very quickly, and then I just again sit down and just start staring at my arms. I don't understand. It should be gone. But, maybe. It is real, isn't it? So maybe there's still something in there.
I'm scratching the markings on me. I don't get this, Carver. What the hell is going on? We were supposed to get rid of this shit. We dreamed we were gonna get rid of it. Why?
I don't know. Just give me a minute, to be honest. I'm trying to think about what's happened. Everything... My memories of pretty much everything are just so vague. I know Bjorn led the way. I let him lead the way. I wasn't in a state of mind. If it hadn't been for him, I think I would have just sat down and been arrested or shot. But even now, I don't even know how much time has even passed, really. I start looking around. Is there, something sharp nearby?
There's a razor.
That will do.
I get up and I go over to the bathroom door and I look at Carver and what he's doing.
I reach for the razor. I just start looking at my arms again. Maybe I can see something. Can I see something?
It looks as if there is something underneath your skin that's moving.
Just
Carver?
Just give me... I'm not going to do anything crazy. Just let me just try and... I just want to try and see if I just start gently with the razor. Gently, just see if I can just...
Carver.
What?
Carver, look, I know how you feel, but if you're gonna do something like that, why not take it to the doctor? I think we should get back to the doctor, and he wanted to keep checking up on us anyway.
Just give me a moment, Just give me a moment, Bjorn. Just a moment, please. Please? Just a moment. And I just want to see if I can just poke it. Can I poke it?
With the razor?
Yes.
It's quite soft and it cuts open and stinking pus starts running out of the boil. It smells of rotting decay. It starts to run out. There's quite a lot of pus actually in it. It really makes the whole room stink of death.
I can't. I try a little. I dropped the razor. I can't do this.
You look down and the pus, now that it's gone, it's revealed what's underneath. There's 5 small yellow larvae with black heads. They're listlessly eating your flesh. What do you do?
I need to get them out. I need to get it out. Just get it out. And I just get the razor and I just try and I try not to do it too hard, but I just need to get this thing out of my arm.
You can roll for keep it together.
15.
How do you regain control in this situation, in spite of seeing this gruesome reality that's happening inside your own body?
I just steel myself that for a moment, thinking that if it can be removed, it can be removed. And I just aim at the lava. I don't go crazy. I don't start hacking. I really want to. But I just focus and just go, no, let's just get this little black lava and stab it.
You start to do that with the razor. Bjorn, are you seeing this?
Holy fucks, Carver, what are you doing? Stop it! Ugh! I go over and I try to take his arm.
Roll to keep it together.
Ugh. 16.
You two are able to stay in control here. What do you do?
Carver, please stop it. Stop it now. You're not gonna be able to... this is not the way. This is not the way it works. It's not something that's physical. You know it's magical. You're supposed to know this shit.
But they are real. The doctors, remember?
Well,
they're physically there.
Well, you can't. And what are you gonna do? Even if they're real, think of any other kind of parasites. Think of, I don't know, trichines, everything. You don't cut them out physically, one by one. That's not how you treat any kind of infection. You let them be. Let your body try to heal as much as it can. But this is not the way you remove a parasite. Shit, man. Do you... Oh.
I pause at this point. Has what I've done made any effect at all?
You have been able to clear out this spoil of larvae. There's still a tingling feeling further down underneath the flesh there. Perhaps if you cut deeper.
I'm in too much pain now. I dropped the razor. I just sort of clutched the arm and the blood. I don't know, Bjorn. I'm sorry. I just don't know.
You're cutting yourself. You don't know what you're doing. You're not a doctor.
Okay, fine.
Carver, you're standing there in the bathroom, looking at your now bloody arm where the boil is that you've cut up. What do you think about when you see this and where you are right now?
It's funny because I know I should be in pain. I've just cut open my arm, even only a little, but it doesn't really hurt that much. Everything doesn't seem in focus. Things still seem distant. I was cold before. I've been cold before. I'm trying to remember why.
Roll for your repressed memories.
That's 18. I just feel an unease. I close my eyes and I just go, not now. No, we don't have time now. Focus on now. Focus on what's important. I suppose then the pain starts to roll in a lot more as I focus more on reality.
It does indeed, and the migraine, and this feeling of being dirty and having to shower. You really should shower, Carver. You really should shower. You feel like you've been dipped in dung, remember?
I need to bandage it first. I stumble over to the kit. We bought basic bandages and I just start doing a very rudimentary bandage around my arm. How's it looking? I don't think I cut too deep.
Now you're able to cover it quite well, but you can see some of the blood making the bandages red. You hope that this will heal well, but you can't help but think about that tingling feeling that you felt further underneath. Are there more of these? Is it even possible to get rid of them? Wasn't the ritual supposed to take care of this? Why are they still here? Nothing makes any sense. Bjorn, you're looking at the 2 duffel bags in the living room that Anna left as a parting gift for you. What do these duffel bags contain?
I haven't really had time to go over all the material that was in there, so I'm heading over there now. I feel angry. It's like this tingling that's going on in my body. It's kind of provoking me. It's taunting me, like someone sitting on me when I was a child, tickling me. It's like this feeling of helplessness, and it makes me want to shoot something. But I'm trying to focus. What eats me the most is that we don't have an aim, we don't have a mission, because that's usually what keeps me on focus in situations like this. Not that I've ever been in an exact situation like this. So I start over to the duffel bags and I start unpacking them and taking things out, trying to do something methodical. Maybe I could pick apart something that's in there and put it back together again. I don't know. in the duffel bags, I find a kit that's usual when you need a safe house or escape from a hostile situation. I find first aid kits, I find bandages, I find solutions to treat wounds and other things like that. I also find things that would help socially, like 2 passports. I find money of a few different currencies, and that's basically the contents of one of the bags. The other bag is filled with weapons and ammunition. Got 2 AK-74s. We got another Sig Sauer P226, which she knows is my favorite, with another silencer and another high-cap clip. In it, I also find 3 frag grenades, 2 flashbang grenades, 2 more quite heavy, or as light as they can be, Kevlar vests, but these things are never quite light if they want to provide some actual protection.
Yes, and there are silencers for the AKs as well. And you are studying the contents of the duffel bags, and Carver, you are mending your wounds, when all of a sudden you hear a loud crash, and the wall crumbles. Something tears it down with immense force. There's dust and debris everywhere. A massive being steps into the apartment. It's naked, 2.5 meters tall and grotesquely fat, with long blue-black nails and a thick tongue that hangs down over his belly. The mouth is edged with small, razor-sharp teeth, and the skin is pale and translucent, and purple organs pulsate under the skin. He stares at you with completely black eyes. This is unreal, yet it is completely real. And you know that. You immediately take a loss of stability of 2. And the world starts falling apart around you. The walls, the ceiling, everything crumbles away. Everything made of glass, crystal, and porcelain shatters, and wood and paper burst into flame around you. I want you to roll to avoid harm, to avoid the debris. And the damage is 2.
I'm flinging up my arms to try to protect myself.
12.
12.
Also, as I sort of in horror try my best to move out of the way, but I'm already in it, I focus on this thing, and in all this horrible unclarity I'm having, I try and just have a moment of focusing. Can I roll my enhanced awareness to try and pierce this illusion, if it is an illusion, or make sense of it a bit more?
That's the thing, Carver. There is no illusion. The illusion has shattered, and what you see before you now is reality as it really is. You have been able to avoid the worst of the debris, but Björn, something has fallen on your leg. It hurts quite bad. What is it? Something big and heavy.
The big cabinet standing next to the TV seems to have shattered in 2, and one of the pieces fell straight into me with a bit of glass just piercing the skin.
And Carver, you have gotten glass in your face. I want you to endure an injury here, but only with damage 1.
15.
It somehow hurts less than what you just did to yourself.
It feels like it just gashes across my face. I instinctively kind of hold my hand up to it, but it does just seem like a superficial cut.
And everything is reduced into a pile of detritus. There's only fragments remaining, and you're surrounded by a twisting labyrinth of rooms, of stairs, of corridors, and open shafts that stretches in every direction. There's a foul breeze that sweeps over the ruins. The creature is nowhere to be seen, but he is close. You can sense him. The floor is slippery, coated in some kind of viscous slime. There's masses of fist-sized insects that scuttle aimlessly on the floor and walls. They possess human-like features as if they were people trapped within shell and cartilage. They're mumbling softly. What do you do?
Kind of stagger. Where's Bjorn? Is he still here?
Yes, you see him in front of you. He has the remainders of this cabinet. It's fallen over him. He needs help getting up.
I run over and I just start trying to do my best to shove this cabinet off him.
I want you to roll and act under pressure.
17.
You're able to move this cabinet, and Bjorn, you get loose. As you get up, you see close to you there's a wasp-like insect that lies some distance away. Its body's man-sized. It's ceaselessly laying eggs that hatch into new insects. This swarm of smaller creatures are then, in turn, eating their way into their parent's body, already half-eaten. Its human face silently pleads, stretched in endless torment. Out there in the darkness, you glimpse other insect-like creatures being devoured by their offspring.
Where are we? I get up after having the cabinet removed. Disgusting. Carver, how do we get out of this?
I don't know, just let me think. Just let me think. I try and focus my mind. I know, as you say, that the illusion, there's no point trying to see through it here, because it is here. But can I roll just to try and focus then on things?
You can roll to observe the situation.
I motion to him to kind of get the weapons, even though I feel, I say I don't know if they'll really help, but maybe they will.
I realized I held a flashbang grenade in my hand. What is that now? Is it still a grenade?
Yes, somehow you have kept hold of this grenade. You gripped it very hard as the cabinet fell over you.
So I got an 11. So my question as I look around, like, what's the best way through this? How can we be safe immediately? What looks obvious?
Something has pulled you here. Something that can perhaps return you. That's the only thing that you have time to think before there's a coarse and threatening voice that speaks. Where is the third one? It's directed at you, Carver. Something's trying to overtake your mind. Roll to keep it together.
Get out of my head. 18.
You have the flashbacks from the ritual. The incarnates. They touched him as well. Vova. He means Vova. It seems as if he's not able to get what he wants from you. No matter, he says, and a large crash is heard again, and the slime-covered floor breaks open. The large creature climbs up impossibly fast before you. It's suddenly right in front of you, Bjorn, the disgusting tongue only centimeters from you. It's moving to grab you with its large fist. What do you do?
I want to bring up a gun from the duffel bag, but I don't know if I have the time.
You can act under pressure, and if you succeed in doing so, then you can.
Right. 14.
You're able to make it to the duffel bag, but you think you'll only be able to grab one thing from there. What do you grab?
I grab the AK-74.
You're able to grab the AK, and just as you do that, you realize that there's no magazine in it.
I try to smack it in what would be a critical part of his face.
Engage in combat.
12.
You are able to smack it with the butt of your rifle. It just ignores what you did. doesn't seem to take any kind of notice of having been hit at all. It just continues approaching you with its small sharp teeth and that huge tongue hanging out, and it grabs you with its large hand, and it's got you held now. You feel how it's sort of crushing your body. The hand itself reaches all around you. It's smiling.
At this point, as I seem to have somehow been keeping it together quite well, despite things that are happening, my mind is racing, I'm focusing, I'm thinking less of the situation and more how something we could do. I still have some edges from my sixth sense, too, still. And I use one, like a clue. What sort of thing could happen in this situation right now that could help? Is this like a demon or an entity? I must know something.
You seem to remember stories you've read, but it's just all too much right now. You cannot go into your deep repository of knowledge. Everything is just coming at your mind with such force here. You need to act or not act. But what would happen then?
Inspired again by the fact that even though I am terrified, I'm finding somewhere some stability, I suppose, very minor. And I just yell, "Tell me your name, your true name, and tell us what you want. You can't get what you want if you don't tell us, beast."
This is a good place to roll Influence Other.
18.
He looks at Björn, who he's grabbing, and he seems to slow down. He seems puzzled somehow. He looks at you as well, Carver. He speaks. "You are not who you appear to be." Curious. You appear as Chigidiel's incarnates, but incarnates would not be this weak. It must be deception. Answer truthfully. Who are you?
I know enough to know that giving true names, it's never a good idea. I don't know what else to fucking do. I look to Bjorn, fuck it. My name is Carver. James Carver. I feel a wince at what I may have just done.
And who is this?
I'm Bjorn. I'm just Bjorn.
He lets his grip go and throws you down on the ground. My name is Ivan Shezenko. I'm a servant of God. And he changes before you. And what you see is an Orthodox priest, a Russian Orthodox priest in black robes. But behind it you see his true visage. You see this massive being with his tongue hanging out. And tell me, why would you release demons upon your own world?
I looked at Carver. Us? Release demons? We were attacked. We were infected by some sort of a dream curse, I think.
Yes, we repelled a curse set upon us. We were not the ones who summoned the demons. We attempted to repel them.
You were deceived then. Well, I I have been chosen by Russia's archangel to combat the demonic forces, like the ones you have just let loose upon us. You have resurrected an evil born 50 years ago, one that I was part of stopping. It's the demon prince, Chagidiel. He came forth from a portal to hell, opened by desperate people during the war. I was but a modest priest in Leningrad then, divinely chosen to stop what was happening.
Sigiliel, that's... You mentioned that name in your incantations. I remember that.
Did I?
Yes,
I did.
I would assume you did.
Wait. You are one deceiving. There is no way you are some servant of an archangel. You're a hideous beast.
Perhaps in your eyes. No matter. By infusing the power of God into an innocent child, the woman you knew as Magda, I was able to expel Chagidiel from the city and back to where he came from. But it turns out he was not returned to hell then. He hid his incarnates within the bodies of 3 children. It was a man who I once considered an ally that aided Chagidiel by taking pity on these children and releasing them into the world. They grew up to become the 3 men that you killed. By doing so, and by conducting the unholy ritual, you have released the demon prince and his incarnates.
No.
But that doesn't... It doesn't make any sense. Why did they wanted it to happen? They wanted to kill us. We don't hate anybody.
Did they? Through Magda's touch? I believe he's given you a disease that will kill you, like it killed her.
The dream curse. But the whole point of the ritual was the reversal of the dream, the curse.
That's what we were tricked to do, don't you remember? It was Philip Kramer who wrote the book, and if he's an incarnate of this Chagidiel, then of course that's what he'd want us to do, to empower it somehow, to get rid of them and release it. Oh, I don't even know. Can we get rid of it? Can you help us? Can we help you? What do we gotta do?
You were not deceived by Philip Kramer, though. Philip Kramer thought you were coming to kill him. So did the other Russians. You were all deceived by Chagidiel. You were all part of his plan. And likely this disease was given to you in order to manipulate you to unknowingly do his bidding.
Well, why didn't you help us before? Why didn't you come through with this force you have? Why didn't...
All tracks led to you. You are the incarnates. Well, at least that is what my senses tell me. He has truly been able to create excellent decoys. There is a way to save your lives, I believe. Because you can stop the demon. You can vanquish him, breaking its power and curing you. You can save yourselves and you will serve God at the same time. You are the only ones who can do this. And you are in a unique position to do so because of the way that he has used you. He probably fully expected me to simply kill you as I could with just a flick of a wrist had I wanted to.
I rub my arm at this and feel pain of almost getting it crushed.
If you can destroy the 3 incarnates, you can finally expel Chagidiel. They have likely scattered, and they must be executing whatever plan they have as we speak. They could be anywhere, because all tracks lead to you. I have no other way of knowing where they have gone, but you may have that. Your role is to be decoys, to allow them to escape my wrath and the Archangel's wrath. You have been given a gift by Chagidiel, his mark. That's what led me to you. I believe that you will feel it in your neck in the coming few days, and, well, you may experience other sensations coming from this gift as well. This is what makes you uniquely capable to take his servants on. They would sense me way before I could even get close. But you they would sense as their allies, because Chigidil has marked you as such. Well, at least as lower demons would, the more powerful ones. Well, we will see.
Wait. Why is this even us? Are you telling me this is just completely random? If we hadn't gone to, I don't know, hadn't seen them that night at that bloody dinner, none of this would be happening? Is that it?
No, you must have been chosen way before that. He works over decades, not over days. This was something that was coming, and unfortunately you played your parts perfectly in this little play that he set up. While you're no match for a servant of God, you have proven yourself quite adequate in getting this far and taking out the Russians. Perhaps there is hope for us all yet.
But how do we fight these things? I kind of just let out a sigh. I'm just so tired now from all this exhaustion. I mean, it's obvious these physical things won't do us anything, and I point towards the guns. I mean, what are we supposed to fight them with? More rituals? More words?
I believe that the incarnates will actually be quite susceptible to violence of your kind, as long as you find them. And finding them will be where your specialties will probably play in the most.
What happens if we don't find them?
Then Chagidiel executes his plan, whatever it may be, and likely causes immense suffering here in your realm.
I look at Carver, and I look back at this Ivan. Where do we start looking?
It's not a stretch to think that whatever their plan was, Chagidiel influenced the host bodies to start laying the foundation decades ago. Their plans are likely connected to what the host beings were doing here. The incarnates will likely have taken up roles within this movement that were waiting for them, whatever it may be, in order to hurry it along. They are extremely capable and dangerous. What were they doing here? I believe you know more than me on this specific point. Another key lies in the memories and dreams of the hosts and of the child. Magda's, their shared past. The easiest way for the Demon Prince to gain a permanent foothold in this world will be by tapping into and channeling the same power source he used to open the first portal during the war. That place and those souls still existed in the dream world. Visiting places Magda spent time in as a child should recreate the right conditions to access these streams and prevent this effort from succeeding. Your minds are now attuned to see what is and that which is beyond it.
Magda's files. We have Magda's files, and we have Philip Kramer's files too. We could look for correlations and things.
Something is coming from the darkness around you. 3 shapes. They're coming closer and closer.
I quickly go. I don't think we have much time. Tell me, what does the cold mean? Why do you, and the city and the noise? Why do I look to Bjorn a bit nervously, because I'm not entirely sure if he sees these things, and I say, why do I see them?
You will find your answers. Find the incarnates in this earthly realm. Find those in the ephemeral dream world. Stop them. Save yourselves from damnation. And if you don't believe in salvation, then save your mortal coils from a sure death. God rewards those who serve him. I believe we are not alone anymore. You recognize them. The 3 women from Pagodin's mansion. What was once upon a time a young girl with long black braided hair, now ending in sharp hooks. The one without a jaw, wrapped in a blood-soaked ceremonial robe. The other, an emaciated elderly woman with blood flecked around her mouth. horrific women walk slowly and deliberately towards you. Their ragged faces radiate with an unholy hunger and anticipation. Carver, you're reminded of her words to you. Yes, your suffering belongs to us, and they are coming here to get it. Jazenko speaks as he turns towards the three women. Only the Archangel's power will ultimately be able to banish the Demon Prince. You must assure Chigideo does not escape again. Seek me up again when the time comes. And they come close to him and to you, and things change. The last you see of this other place that you were in are these three women, their mad rage, having been denied their prey. And you're back in the apartment again. The apartment is intact. No walls have been crushed. Everything is fine. Jenkins looks at you, blinks and yawns.
I feel my leg. Is the physical damage still there from the cabinet having fallen on me?
Yes, it hurts. It hurts, but you've been through worse.
Seems fucking obvious now. Of course it was some sort of... It was too intricate just to repel a curse. Of course it was probably its own bloody ritual, all that stuff of circles and Jigidiel. I just was so certain it was the answer. I'm sorry, Bjorn.
What he said was that Jigidiel has been working with this plan for decades. How were we supposed to know? I mean, it was well played by him.
That's why they were afraid. They thought we were the fucking enemy.
They thought we were sent by the angels. Is that what you think? Did they know this? No, they didn't know they were working for the demon.
They were bloody conducting sacrifices. I don't think they were completely innocent, but maybe they thought they were holding back evil or some misguided notion. I don't know. Oh, where are we even gonna begin?
It kind of explains what happened to Magda a little bit. I mean, it's just like they probably... I mean, Philip Kramer probably didn't kill her on purpose. He probably didn't give her the dream curse in the first place. I don't know.
I don't think it even is a dream curse anymore.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so I mean, what they have been doing then their whole lives is basically the bidding of this demon, this Chagiriel. So we gotta look for the traces of what they've done, and also what Magda's been through.
And then we've got to find 3 incarnates and destroy them, and all that while still probably now very much on the police radar. I mean, I can't believe it's been covered up again, but I'm pretty sure someone's going to be looking for us now.
There's sure to be more gas explosions. I give a little smile.
I don't really respond to it. I just rub my arm. I look at Jenkins for a moment. I just sort of lean over and go, "What are we going to do, Jenkins? What are we going to do?"
And I'm getting up and rubbing my face. I move over to the pile of stuff that we've assembled by now. The files, the letters, the random postcard from Piotr. What else was there? Right, we got some of her diaries. Maybe that'll help as well with pointing us to places and memories. But I get back to this postcard. It was... What did it say? I have seen him, was it?
Yes, I have seen him, and it was signed in barely legible Russian by someone named Piotr in Frankfurt an der Oder, which is by the Polish border, where the Frankfurt an der Oder clinic is located, the one that you called, posing as Fritz von Lückner, and inquiring about Piotr, and you found out that Piotr is indeed there, but they were not allowed to give any further information over the phone.
A visit.
At least that gave something in that regard, that he is actually there still.
Looking at the records, you remember that the Frankfurt clinic is one of the earlier ones that she stayed at. She spent some time at the Johannes Hospital later on, but it seems as if she was in the Frankfurt clinic, and then actually was released from there. And it was not too long after that she met Lev and seemed to sort of start her life. And then bad things happened again, and she ended up in the Johannes Hospital.
Yeah, I remember Lev. I remember him dying with black boils as well. And I remember her not accepting calls from Philip after that happening too. I'm starting to mumble to myself here. Let's see, so... Yeah. Maybe he got in a way somehow. I'm picking up Philip Kramer's file. And I'm looking... Was he to the Frankfurt Underorder as well?
Yes, during the exact same time period. They were released at the same time.
Do we know if that's the first time that they got together?
You have the records that show something called the Kirov Clinic, somewhere in Russia. It seems to be perhaps Moscow area. And you can indeed see that Philip was there too.
Interesting. Okay, so it's almost like a backtrack or a track from Russia. Yeah, well that makes sense because that's her origin. From Russia to the Polish border and then to Germany.
There could be information there, Bjorn. Their origins as well. If we have to go all the way back to the origins of all these people to find out what they are doing today, that's something. I also at this point have gone over to my books, and I am now racing around for all references I can find at all to Chigidiel. Now we have a name. At least I can look up something. There'll be a mention somewhere. Something we can use. Maybe.
I start getting up and I start packing things together because I'm feeling like we're gonna go on a field trip again.
The question is, before we do any of this, is it worth going for another checkup? Or do we just accept that we're probably just getting worse? Probably wouldn't be able to tell us anything new. What do you think?
I think we should stay clear of Berlin for now. It's too much heat.
I'd say we focus on Magda. For the moment, at least. I feel maybe things related to her may illuminate things with the other three men. I think at this point go over and turn the TV and remark to him. I wonder what the fallout is of all those very important people you killed.
Gas explosion? I don't know, I just shrugged.
Who's saying it's a gas explosion? There's clearly still people out there.
Well, people are apparently trying to clean this up.
I pause for a moment, and I sort of look and go, what was all that stuff about that owl you got on that letter?
You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Roleplaying, where we play the campaign The Black Madonna for the tabletop role-playing game Kult, Divinity Lost. The Black Madonna was originally constructed by Gunilla Jonsson and Mikael Petersen in 1991, with additional material for the 2017 edition by Marco Berman, Matthias Fredriksson, Petter Nallo, and Robin Liljenberg. Kult, Divinity Lost is published by Helmgast. The music was created by Atrium Carceri and is used with permission from their label Cryochamber. Visit cryochamber.bandcamp.com or their YouTube channel to hear more excellent dark ambient. A new episode of Red Moon Roleplaying is released every Friday. Please like our Facebook page and give us comments, input and feedback there. You can also visit us at redmoonroleplaying.com. Finally, a big thank you to all supporters. If you want to show your appreciation and encourage our work, look out for us on Patreon and see if you want to support the show there. While the show will always be free of charge to our listeners, Patreon supporters will have access to extra material, such as a bonus podcast where we answer your questions about the campaign and role-playing games in general. If you just can't wait, you can even get access to the full-length, raw and unedited versions of our gaming sessions way before they are released as finished episodes. Thanks for listening. Looking forward to meeting again next week.